What about acts of physical violence, towards women? But that there's a fight, and it is between a man and a woman, and it is all fisticuffs.
It's one of the most peculiar things you could ever speak about. A man laying hands on a woman, as far as I'm concerned, is the lowest of the low. A man is built physically to be more imposing, more strong than a woman is. That's it. So when he lays hands on a woman and uses his strength in that way, when there's no need to, I have a problem with that. That bothers me.
Just with the aim of inflicting pain.
That's not acceptable. If, on the other hand, a woman wants to square up to me as a man on a physical level, it's a different ball game. I was always raised, you don't hit women, you don't hit women, you don't hit women. I wouldn't hit the woman. Would I restrain her? Yeah. Now, if I have to use some physical force to restrain her, yeah, I'm going to restrain her. Am I going to cause her deliberate pain by doing so, or give her some of this? No, but I'm going to restrain her if I need to. If she's hysterical, because you know how some of them can get. If you witness a female and a male, for whatever the reason, going at it. As I said, I became privy to a situation like this. A woman had hit this guy in his face in a public place, and it begs the question, in my view, what does the woman hope to gain by that? Because as far as I'm concerned, right, a woman, generally speaking, is not going to be able to compete with a man physically, in a physical sense. So why is it okay for, in a woman's eyes, to put a man in a position where he has to react to that? Because one of two things will happen. Either he will do nothing and be humiliated, or he'll do something. What's he going to do? Oh, that's out of order, you shouldn't hit me around the face. Or is he going to react like a man would react? Why would a woman do that? What makes the woman think it's okay? Because first of all, you're going to get knocked out. Worst case scenario, or best case scenario, you've emasculated the man in front of people. And are you telling me that whatever you're arguing about is really so important that there's a need for that? Why is there this double standard of, we wouldn't expect a man to touch a woman in a way that anyone could perceive as inappropriate, but a woman can hit a man around his face? What's that about? That's ridiculous. You don't hit women. You don't do that. And at the same time, I find it very, very interesting how it is when it comes to a small minority, a small percentage of women. They are all about equal rights in one respect, yet they like all the benefits that being a woman affords them in terms of chivalry, opening doors, carrying luggage, treating them like women. You're either equal or you're not. If women are equal, then if you hit a man around his face, you should expect some comeback on this woman. She obviously didn't expect this guy to retort, and he retorted. But as I say, in that respect, I kind of think she had it coming. Why are you going to hit the man around his face? If you're having an altercation with a man and think words are being exchanged, and you're getting up in each other's grill, and you're both feeling each other's spit on your faces and stuff like that, that's one thing. It takes on a whole new level and goes past a whole new boundary when it gets physical. And a man should never be physical with a woman first. If, on the other hand, a woman gets physical with the man, all bets are off. What do you expect the man to do? You expect him to sit there and let himself be here? You're having a laugh. We don't live in that world anymore.
Do you wish to be treated equally? And we're talking about men and women here. I have a personal example of this where and I did not have a job at the time, and this person did. And she said to me, if you were any kind of a boyfriend, you would be buying things for me. And I said to her, I'm on Job Seekers. If you want to play that game, I'm really hungry. Get in the kitchen and make me a sandwich. What else could I say?
Well, it's a good comeback. I wouldn't have come out with that. That's great.
I was really proud of it.
This person that you're speaking about, what did she say when you said, get in the kitchen and make me a sandwich?
She just went quiet.
But there is a double standard there that for once benefits women. But if a woman wants to step out of her boundary and step out of her lane and hit a man first and go down that route where you want to get into fisticuff and violence with a man who is built stronger than you, that's on you. If you want to go and do that, that's silly. And needless to say, this man he battered her. He battered her, and something tells me she wasn't expecting it, because she was walking away when he exploded. But Why did it have to get to that point? So this woman walked away thinking that that behaviour was acceptable. Why is it acceptable? You wouldn't expect a man to cop a feel off a woman. You wouldn't expect a man to hit a woman, but it's okay for you to hit a man. Why is it? Why is it okay for you to lay hands on people? You don't lay hands on people these days. You don't do it. You expect it to happen between men. You expect it to happen between women, hair pulling and all the rest of it. But a man and a woman, that's rare. Where did you learn that from? You as the woman. Did your parents tell you it was a good idea to hit a man because he should never hit you back? What world are you living in?
It's not even worth it.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it at all. Usually, if you're going to swing at someone...
It's usually quite important, isn't it? Whatever it is you're swinging for.
Yeah.
But this is it. I think to myself, what was said that was so offensive and or so important that it got that far? I don't know if there's anything that a woman could say to me that would make me think I am going to try and lay hands on you. There's so many things that could happen these days. You know what I mean? You get done for assault. You go to jail. You get sued. Whatever the case is. Why is it that important? If someone has pissed you off, you've let them get that far in or whatever to piss you off. It means you've caught a feeling about it. The way I see it is, I've got someone to answer to. And that someone isn't my friends, it's myself. It's how do you justify someone as big and strong as I am trying to hit a woman? How do you justify it? What has she done? What has she said that's that important? Nothing really. If it's a man, it's a different thing altogether. Yeah. Even with another man, because all it takes is a punch to go wrong, and you end up killing someone these days. They bang their head off the floor and they have a hemorrhage and they die or whatever. So it's like, what is it that important that you have to fight for? Is someone invading your house? Is someone threatening your family? Have they groped your woman? Have they hit your mother? That is something to get up and answer. That matters. Have they called you fat? Have they called you big lips? Have they called you ugly? Have they made fun of the fact that you have a lisp? That's not important. In those scenarios, justification. I don't see what other justification there is. From that scenario that we've been speaking about, I don't see whatever was said beforehand how it could justify, unless someone's got some sort of mental imbalance, that sort of reaction. It just seems like an extreme reaction between a male and a female. I've never heard anything like it.
Don't hit women. It's wrong.
Unless they hit you first, then you've got to see where you're at in your mind. Make sure whatever you do, it's worth it. Is what I'd say.
If you're coming at me with a knife, then I've got.
Well, yeah, but even that, you can punch her once and she'll fall down. You know what I mean? If a woman's kicking me in my balls, for example, or trying to, or we're having an argument, and she's I don't think I'd hit her. This is the thing.
It's the restraint.
Yeah, as a person with more physical prowess, you are there have the responsibility to act the most responsibly. So if that means restraining yourself, if that means restraining yourself or restraining her, then do so. But swinging doesn't seem like restraint. Yeah. Putting her hands behind her back, getting her up against the wall so she can't knee you or stamp on your feet or bite you or whatever, that sounds like restraint, perhaps. But swinging her and breaking her jaw and knocking her teeth out, that's not restraint. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This guy beat the crap out of her. I think she might have deserved it, but... So yeah, don't hit women, but women, don't fucking hit men. Don't do it! Unless they've cheated on you, then you can do it.